All right, guys. So, turns out Liver King is a fraud. Who would have thought? Let's get into it. All right, guys. Welcome back to the channel where we get you on the grind and improve your mind. So, in this video, we're going to react to More Plates, More Dates. He did a video where he got some, I guess, leaked emails. It's about this guy, Liver King. He has like 200,000 subs and like about 1 million subs on Instagram. He is known for being completely natural and eating like organ meats and stuff from the wild and being completely like mostly like carnivore and eating only stuff from the earth and, you know, eating, training right every day, being authentic. So, and apparently he got exposed recently for taking steroids and different stuff. So let's go into More Plates, More Dates and go into this video and show you guys what we're talking about.
Yeah, so the video, it's a long one, but we'll have it in the description and you're going to see it in a second.
Yeah, we're going to go over some highlights. Well, we're not going to go into the whole hour because we don't have time for that today, but we're just going to go into it.
Leaked emails, blood test results, and a full steroid cycle breakdown. That's what we're going to be getting into in this video, and it is shocking to say the least. Before we do, though, it only feels fitting to go back to the beginning because this very much feels like a story that has come full circle for us on this channel and do it the justice it deserves by fleshing it out from inception. When I first noticed the Liver King, he had 1% of the following he does now across all platforms, if that. And within a year, he has managed to build a fan base of millions of followers and has been on several of the biggest podcasts in the world, echoing his message to the masses. His message centers around 9 core ancestral tenets, which will remain the cornerstone of his content since day one: sleep, eat, move, shield, connect, cold, sun, fight, and bond. And apparently there's a 10th one he sometimes likes to throw in there, which is fun. Liver King believes the modern world has made men soft, and it's his duty to empower the masses to become jacked, high testosterone, metabolically and cognitively peak primals with a higher quality of life, and to inspire change and achieve this and the maximum impact. He does it through as viral of content as possible. He walks the walk and shows off the polar extreme of ancestral living, which includes being shirtless essentially in perpetuity, doing hard shit constantly via heavyweight training, and unorthodox, difficult fitness challenges, as well as showing off the ancestrally consistent meat and organs he eats huge quantities of, and this includes heart, raw testicles, liver, etc.
So, Mike, what do you think about this guy so far?
Well, I had seen a short or something like that.
Does he look natural, like just by looking at him?
So I'm going to get to that. So when I first had seen this short of him, and they were asking the guys that were doing like a podcast with him or whatever, they were asking him, it was like, so yeah, you are natural, right? And he was like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but when I heard that and I looked at him and I was like, I don't know, I can't tell. It doesn't look real, but I can't debunk if it is real or not. So I have to go with his word, and that's because I've only seen him in that one short, that one time. Now continuously looking at him over the course of then to now, it to me, it looked like it doesn't look as natural. Maybe certain parts of his body are probably natural, or like you could pull off as natural, but there's certain parts like the pectoral muscles, at least to me, they look like they're balloons, to be fair. So
yeah, Joe Rogan said on one of his podcasts that he believes that he's full of shit and that he's not natural. So, which would be completely lying. You guys got to be careful who you listen to on the internet. I mean, we try to be authentic on this channel. We try to, but there's a lot of guys that you could just tell that they're not natural and they're taking different steroids and performance enhancing drugs. You could just tell. You got to be careful who you follow. I'm sure he says a lot of good things, a lot of good advice, but you can't be not practicing what you preach behind the scenes. It's just inauthentic, and a lot of people, when they detect that, it's not good, especially for his brand. I'm sure he's getting attacked right now. Probably not doing well. I really do stress you got to just be careful who you follow. Be wary of a lot of guys who are trying to get money on the internet, and they'll deceive you to do so.
Regardless of whether you use stuff or not, like,
I don't. Can they get a build like yours without taking them?
So I want to set the record straight. I want to expand and tell you why it's possible.
What do you want?
Oh, these ads.
What a job that I don't hate.
A year ago, maybe 2 years ago, it was all about like PEDs and steroids, right? And then, same question, same answer. I didn't touch the stuff, don't touch the stuff, right?
Joe Rogan criticized you. Joe Rogan's a big person in terms of his platform. Big. How did that feel when he said he alluded that you're on steroids or something like that?
Yeah. Number one, I don't do it. And number two, what I want you to say is, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that guy, in fact, he did say he's in the 0.00001% of genetics if he does it naturally.
What is the Liver King's response to this claim that the Liver King is hormonally improved by science?
The question has always been, do you take steroids? Do you take PEDs? The answer to that is no. I've always told the truth. I still tell the truth. This is funny. People write in DMs.
Right.
They're like, they tell me what I'm taking.
Right.
And then here's something else. I was just joking around. I'd like to get your opinion on this. You know, I thought, so again, for the record, I've never taken steroids.
Really?
I'm thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
Ancestral Tenant 10 is have a little fucking fun.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? If you built this biological resilience, I always say, have a little poison. I'll drink, I'll do mushrooms, I'll do shit. Like every Saturday I imbibe. Like, you know what? I'm healthy enough. If I want to do a cycle, I'm going to do a cycle. And how much you want to bet I turn into the Incredible fucking Hulk?
You're going to be terrified.
I want to be like this. Okay, you think this guy's on steroids, right? This is the guy who's on steroids. It's like if somebody has, let's say, a 700, testosterone, free testosterone.
Yeah, so I guess we'll pause it. So you can see he's denying it. So let's go a little bit more. I think it's like halfway, a little bit more. There's like when he goes to the email part.
I don't do any blood testing. I don't know what my cholesterol is.
I might know what his cholesterol is. At the start of the video, I mentioned how there was some information that came across my desk that was shocking, to say the least. This set of redacted emails shows what appears to be Liver King corresponding with a bodybuilding coach. So I was shocked, but also kind of not shocked at the same time. Like I felt like it was just a matter of time before something like this came out in some capacity, but obviously, it was still surprising to see the name on the piece of paper and just the detail that he went into in these emails. So let's get into it. And as far as I know, the redactions included like personal information that was irrelevant to PEDs and blood test results. It was just like payment information, phone numbers, personal information, etc. And we'll get into the blood work after. I just want to go through all the emails fully before we open the blood test results because it gives a lot of context that then makes sense of the blood work thereafter. So this is the first email, June 29th, 2021, which is notable that this is actually almost 2 months before he started posting as Liver King on social media. And yet he seemingly filled out this contact form identifying himself as Brian Johnson Liver King in brackets with an official email, liverking at ancestralsupplements.com. Like this is very much his brand domain that he is emailing through and his official email address, presumably from his company email address. So no attempt at trying to claim natural or anything, like very, very transparent in this email about what he needs to get out of this, what his goals are over the next year, and also identifying himself literally as like he was on a contact form, presumably of some website, to contact this guy and wrote Brian Johnson and in brackets, like literally identified himself as Liver King. So super interesting stuff and really insightful as to what went into the strategy behind this whole brand from inception, because this is pre-social media push. Keep in mind. So stoked. Thank you. What's a good date and time for you to have our consultation? I live in the Republic of Texas, Houston. So I am CST. I believe that's 12 hours behind you. This is an absolute priority for me. So I will cancel almost anything planned to make this happen with you. My preferred times are 7 a.m., 8 a.m., or 9 a.m. on Wednesday CST, but you could easily do 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. almost any evening. And your time, I believe that's 7 p.m., 8 p.m., or 9 p.m. on Thursday, or 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. almost any morning of the week. Please check my math on that. Since that's outside of your regular hours, I'm happy to compensate for the trouble. So let's dig right in. As it relates to my goals, I'm the face of several brands, including Ancestral Supplements, which is the handle he used here from his official company email. And I've just hired a team to build the Liver King brand with the goal of 1 million followers by March 2022. That's like wildly specific. And I believe he actually did it before that date, which is crazy because he had 0 followers in June of 2021. So within less than a year, he knew he was going to get 1 million followers all around this brand with the intention of blowing it up from day one. I'm pouring ridiculous resources into making this happen, including hosting a video guy that will be living at my guest house and a film crew that will be filming 7 days a month. Stated, I have to stay in great fucking shape year round. Maybe take 1 to 2 months off per year. And when it says off per year, like he's very much implying hormone use. Here's a clip of where I'm at currently. So this is a Link to an Instagram post. Natural supplements, May 8th, 2021. The keys to living an optimal life. And Brian the Liver King Johnson. Okay, so he was identifying himself as a Liver King for a while, but this is before his actual Liver King social media was created. And he looks pretty yoked here. Like, he looks sick still. Presumably, that is mainly what this coaching was really about.
Wow, seeing his pecs in that shot, I'm assuming this is before him actually getting the drugs. That looks more natural than it does in the other posts.
Yeah, he went crazy. So
Yeah.
it's just not looking good for this guy. He's getting exposed, it seems. I'd like to believe that what we're watching right now is legit. And even if it wasn't, there are a lot of people on the internet that are pretending to be something they're not. And unfortunately, many people are getting fooled out of their money, and they're getting ripped off. Like, even a lot of supplements that Amazon sells, like a lot of stuff is not really needed. You don't need it. You can get most of your supplements from food anyway. But a lot of companies, they rise up and they get a quick buck off of you for trying to fool you and thinking that you need them, but you really don't. It's like that crazy X that you think you need, but you really don't. You just got to get rid of it, and you don't really need it. So a lot of people are trying to fool you. We're in a realm where everybody's trying to sell you something on the internet. So you have to be very careful who you follow and what they do. They actually do what they say? Are they actually authentic? Sometimes it can be very hard to tell. And sometimes you get heroes like More Plates, More Dates exposing these dudes for what they really are, assuming these emails are legit. And, a lot of people are being fooled by this guy. Once again, I'm sure some of the stuff he preaches is good, but once again, it's being inauthentic is an internet crime, right? Not go to jail, but a lot of people are going to get fooled with that kind of stuff.
To be honest, I know bodybuilders who compete at the Open Mr. Olympia who use less pharma grade GH than that. Like, that's how high of a dose that actually is. So he says, I don't know if this shit is grossly underdosed or what, but I've been taking 2 vials per week, and my IGF is only at 139. See recent labs below. My doctor told me that I could double it in an effort to get to the upper 200s, low 300s. She thinks I could be a hyper non-responder. I'm wondering if taking a fuckload of other peptides could be confounding the results and possibly interfering with the efficacy. For instance, here's what I'm currently taking. So here's a stack. IGF-1, LR3, presumably. Been taking this for a year. CJC with IMAP. Been taking this for a year. So here, I'm assuming he's talking about CJC 1295 drug affinity complex. Like, there is a difference between, there's mod GRF 1-29, which is like a shorter acting. We'll get into it later as far as like what GHRPs are, GHRHs, etc. But this is like a peptide combination, CJC 1295 with DAC. I'm assuming he's talking about with ipamorelin, I'm assuming, not IMAP. I'm sure he's just hastily writing this, hence why there's like missing shit. But CJC with IPAM is a very, very common combination. Been taking this for a year. Ibutamoren, also known as MK677, orally active GH secretagogue and ghrelin receptor agonist. Been taking this for 2 months. Omnitrope, human growth hormone pharma grade. Been taking this for 6 weeks. Testosterone cypionate, 0.6 cc per week. Cruise dose, so that, presumably would be 120 milligrams per week if you do 0.6 times 1 with a 200 milligram per milliliter concentration. 120 milligrams per week of test sip is not that high. Deca, nandrolone decanoate, 0.6 cc per week. Been taking this for 3 weeks. So 3 weeks of 120 milligrams per week. Pharma grade, of course. Winstrol, 50 milligrams a day. Just started this, been taking this for 3 weeks. And this is all presumably pharma grade through the pharmacy mentioned and having a legitimate prescription. I know it to be the case that all of these are prescribable, even Winstrol, which sounds fucking baffling, and to actually have like a clinical application that makes sense very rarely, but presumably he has a script for it. I'm doubting he's using UGL Winstrol just randomly as his choice of compound. There are fewer compounds to choose from, like you're not going to get Trenbolone through a fucking pharmacy, but Winstrol, one of the available orals that presumably he arrived on as the one to add in. So anyways, he is on all this stuff. My blood sugar every morning, it's around 74, and insulin are great because I'm metabolically fit as fuck.
The fact that he's cursing is
some doctors
so
think
funny.
my insulin is too low, but I think it's because I'm very insulin sensitive because I work out like a fucking maniac. I train twice a day, 6 days a week, and walk 10 to 12 miles on my rest day. Can you help me dial in the PED and growth hormone protocol to maximize results? You will see that my healthy labs back on May 12th look pretty good, except IGF-1 and GH are always non-existent. My recent labs show some serious concerns, probably the Winstrol, but we're discontinuing that in 2 weeks anyways. SHBG, lipids, estradiol are all fucked. But aside from my joints, I feel pretty good. I'm 5'7", lean, 43 years old. Would like your coaching for the next 12 months and happy to pay in advance.
Damn, he's my height.
Go.
Or like
And a bunch
shorter
of
than me.
redactions, a bunch of personal information. And then his signature, Brian Johnson, Liver King, owner, Ancestral Supplements. We believe in the ways of our ancestors. We are descendants of the sole surviving species, blah, blah, blah. So look like pretty fucking legit. Seems like the man himself. So let's get into the next email and we'll wrap this up and then get into
so we'll stop
All right,
there.
next
So we'll just get into our final thoughts. Yeah, guys, it does not look natural. It's very unfortunate. You know, a lot of people think of him as a hero, and I mean, to some degree, he is, because at least he's saying some good things about working out every day, eating healthy, maybe too healthy. If you're eating like just killing a deer outside and eating, I mean, whatever, I guess. Maybe cook it by the fire, you know. But when you are inauthentic and you take drug use and you don't tell your fans that's misleading, and it's just inauthentic. It's not someone that I would follow or someone I would trust, especially to sell me a supplement. I would not buy from that person because I just simply would not trust them.
Exactly. When you speak about stuff, especially about a specific topic that you know you have a specific following for, like we have a bunch of different topics that we go over, right? And which is nutrition, fitness. We talk about dating and that aspect for men, and it wouldn't look good if we were talking about, you know, how to get a date with a woman or whatever, but we never went on a date before. It'd be like saying, oh yeah, you know, I've been on thousands of dates. Andrew's been on millions of dates, but let's say Andrew only had was ever like on 2 dates. He only had sex with like one person. Like that's pretty much the comparison to what is happening with Liver King. Liver King, his message is good, but how he portrays himself is not who he actually is, and that's the problem. Everyone, like on social media, everyone puts on a show. Everyone puts on a show to, you know, to give to the audience who is the viewer, right? But when you're talking about certain things and you want people to follow you in a specific way, you need to be as authentic as, like, you need to be like 99% authentic. And that's probably going to be the lowest that can be acceptable. You need to be as authentic as possible, because if people find out that you're not authentic, no one will follow you. Your whole entire vision, your whole entire dream, and everything that you've worked for is going to crumble down in front of you. And if you don't do something about it to become authentic and to have a vision for people to follow you and for them to see you as who you say you are, if you don't try to do that, everything that you've ever done is going to just fail. And being authentic will help you succeed in the long run, regardless of whatever it is you do, because no one wants to be with an inauthentic person. No one wants to work with an inauthentic person. They want to work with people who are hardworking. They want to work with people that won't lie about things. They have good integrity, and
especially all
things.
for money. Yeah,
money, especially
and all
when
that.
you have to use money for specific things, either buying it or investing. You don't want to work with someone who's inauthentic.
Yeah, guys, this is a lesson on integrity. So if you want to help out a real channel out here and some real people out here, make sure you guys hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, leave a comment below on what your thoughts on the situation is. And if you support our work and want to donate, you can go to the link in the description to the Cash App. Donate. Funds go towards the channel. We put a lot of hard work in it. And with that said, we're going to see you guys in the next video.